wasn't the ground hole, but the year after, is that, no, the hole in the ground? We moved the block, we moved it back a couple, 100 yards maybe, 70 yards, from the ground hole, when we built the blind behind it.
That blind was already there.
No, we
Or
built.
not the blind. There was an old tree style.
Yeah,
But we built that,
that's a while ago.
we put that blind up back there.
That's a while ago.
That was the one, walking into it, you had to walk, the trail come around the left, behind it, great big, what was a pine, I think it was a pine tree. Anyways, you had to walk underneath the branch, you had to step
Tell you
over
what,
a
dude.
giant,
Can you slide that chair
downfall.
over this way?
And,
Okay.
the wind was blowing.
So you're kind of in the middle?
Step over and the timber
Wanna
was
add?
stood up.
That's where the boys building on that.
The guns on the shoulder.
Kind of.
Put up off the ground. The timber was stood up. It's like, oh, good crap right there.
That would freak me out too.
He run about, I suppose, 20 yards, stop, turn, look back at me, and by that time I put my foot down on the deadfall there, and I'm kind of balancing myself there, and I still got, because he stopped and looked, and it's like, do I unsling the gun now? He's going away. And it was like, and but he just stood and looked at me, so I just stood and looked at him back, and
Yeah.
Who's gonna blink first?
That makes me scared now.
and then he turned and he took a few more steps, and I don't know if there was a little hill or a mole or whatever it was, and he went around that to get some cover so he wasn't looking directly, and then he stopped again, and then I brought the gun down. and then I didn't see him, but I heard him trotting a few more yards, and then I walked over this step and a tree, and I was like, falling, man. What the heck am I doing down there? I was like, he's gonna move on. And so I started walking down the trail, and he went up to the top of the next ridge. I stopped and looked back at me, and I just kept on going, and he disappeared.
So he was just bedded down there?
He was laying underneath that log.
That timber wall.
Yeah, with the wind and the snow, he couldn't see or hear me. He was sleeping.
Sure.
My foot came over that thing and scared the hell out of both of us.
Hey Mike, you remember a long time ago, we were down the old cabin, and Carter, I think he just got out hunting or whatever. And, well, he'd been out hunting for a while, and we were, you and me and Rick and Bob were still in the cabin. And a little later on, in the morning, we were still there, because it's really cold outside. And, then we seen Carter coming. We said, let's hurry up and get our hunting clothes on, pretend we just got I don't think Carter knew the difference. I don't know if he
Starting
did or not.
as a little intro to this mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been 3 generations have hunted out here together. Some of the stories that I wish our dads were around to tell. Because I know usually opening day they'd hunt by themselves, or the first 4 or 5 days they all had their own areas that they wanted to hunt. But then toward the season, halfway through the season or so, they all come together. Your dad, whoever was with him, dad, usually a couple cousins and their crew, and they would pick out parts out here and dry it.
They would dry
drive chunks. Yeah, they might have 10, 12 guys,
Oh, sure.
and they'd post 3, 4 standers. They'd start down there by Peterson's and drive toward the farm.
Yep.
With standers out on the, in fact, one of them, I wish that the film must not have come out because I never seen it. We had a cousin that was a World War II infantry guy. He was, I think of his company, he was one of the 3 or 4 that came back unscathed in that company of the original group. And he was up there, now it's on what little is left of the hill between the Bemidji Trail and the road coming in. He was on the stand up there by what used to be the old meadow. And right at the edge, I think there's Pine Grove in there now. And right on the big southeast corner of that was kind of overlooking a hill that no longer exists because of the gravel pits. And Dad come up, and they had parked there in the meadow. And when your dad seen him, shh, and he goes in the trunk and gets out his movie camera, 8mm movie camera. He says, "Now, when I bat like a sheep, you shoot." So it was Bob Brown that was sleeping. And they got the movie camera all set. Meh, bam! And apparently the film didn't turn out because I never seen it. This would have been, probably 1957, 58. I hunted 2 years there with a 12-gauge shotgun and slugs. The first stand that I remember actually sitting in a stand was the big rock up here on yours, in your corner up there.
Towards the hammock area.
Towards the hammock, yeah. Never shot anything. I didn't shoot my first deer till I was in the service up in Duluth. But then, and then Dewey hunted here with you guys off and on while he was in Grand Forks. Come back, I think, what would it have been?
He came back in 90.
90 from Germany, but I'd hunted here 2 years with the bunch.
1 year. 87.
Would have been 86.
86.
86.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
We
He
hunted.
got exited from Twin Valley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I still get pissed about that. It's a whole other story.
Yeah.
In-laws and outlaws. And anyway, then, but that year before we went to Germany, yeah, Bobby hunted with us out here.
Yep.
And he was a little frustrated because I pulled him out of school to hunt that year. And his heart was not in it.
Sure.
And it was cold and miserable. Oh man, was it miserable.
Yep.
Denny
Wilcox.
was with us. I remember his heater didn't work. He smoked like a steam engine.
Yeah.
So he had to have the window open. Went up to Rita's to shower. Oh man, that was a
really cold.
cold trip.
Oh.
And then when we come back from Germany, we get to the year the trophy was born. Out there on your stand, out there in
Number 1.
in the birch out on the south of the beaver pond. And Dewey took a shot at that doe. And there was a little bit of blood. I don't remember what else happened that year, but I know that Dewey was just, I could not have missed that deer.
Yeah,
I
how
think,
far was it?
later on I got that deer, didn't I? It went up the
No,
hill.
not
or
that
something.
one, it was a different deer. You,
Okay.
that one you missed totally.
How many?
But
That wasn't very far though. Very
no, it was, 30, 40-yard shot.
chip shot.
Yep, and he was just frustrated. So Carter and I went down there and there was no blood, no nothing. We finally,
We all left,
yeah. And
spent a couple hours.
so we put Dewey back up in the stand.
I know how that feels.
I says, now you point to us exactly where that deer was when you pulled the trigger. And he pointed us to it, and we looked back up,
Carter found it.
and here is this birch tree. And of course, we'd been picking on Carter. He was seeing deer and not taking the shot, and one thing or another. So Carter, kind of under his breath, told me, he says, Dewey's gonna see that again. And you can take it from there.
I'll tell you what, the person that's responsible for creating that trophy right in the beginning is very proud that it happened.
Yeah, it should be.
Think of all the fun that created.
Yeah, it has.
Yep.
And it made hunting out here safer,
Yes.
Yes.
because there was times where you were tempted to take a shot or to do something.
Consider.
And I said, no, I really don't want the trophy.
The design of the trophy is outstanding.
Yep,
Yeah,
So,
very cabin.
I mean, maybe doctors.
31 years ago.
Yep.
I think,
That's maybe, had the doctor thing not worked
Still
out
going?
for you back then, or
Yep.
maybe trophy making would have been
But I
a
think we're gonna move it.
career.
Okay.
Yep, it was
I
31
think
years
for
old.
this moment, we're gonna go this way.
Carter better smile when he's doing that.
Oh, we should have had him bring some of his personal awards that he received over the few years.
Oh, we still have at least one there.
Oh yeah, that one.
The dollar bill, yeah. Yep.
I kind of wanted to see the sheet.
we're gonna,
I told that story in a forum actually.
why don't you tell us about the trophy first?
What made you think to do that?
Well, I'm gonna start off by saying what I've got written down here.
Okay,
Oh,
I
okay.
got a whole year by year.
sure.
Oh, okay.
Dewey, Rick, Jerry, Carter, Chuck, Mike were the hunters. Deer taken, at least 3, all by Chuck. Dewey had 1 question mark. Deer sighted, questionable. Other notables, Rick wounded 1, Dewey wounded 1 slightly. The Skunk Lake Hunters Quirk of Fate traveling trophy was born. Dewey hit sapling while aiming a deer off Rick's stand.
Okay, I don't remember tripling that
I
year.
do actually.
I remember the double. Was that same year?
You were in the.
Yeah.
I think you were in your stand.
I was up in the popples. Yep,
With the rear view mirror side.
So, when you tripled, what was the limit per hunter?
Party hunter.
Yeah. Unlimited.
As long as we had tags.
Yeah.
Excuse.
Alright,
So, proud of this.
Yeah, that's.
A lot of names on that.
That's an
The
awesome.
bottom
Oh,
of
yeah.
this.
31 years.
It's a great trophy.
Yep,
That's right, 30. About 30.
31.
Yeah.
31, because it was born in 90.
Yeah.
Well, 90.
Okay.
30
Well,
winners.
90.
Oh, it's a 91?
Yeah. 30.
Okay,
The trophy
30.
was made in 91,
Yeah.
so to speak.
no,
Or 90.
in 90 we didn't get a deer, none of us. Because that was the year I took the sound shot.
Oh,
What's that all
Yeah.
about?
Oh, and that's kind of a story in itself.
So
Does
did
that
you
come-
tell anybody about the sound shot back then?
Let's,
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
let's wait on the sound shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll let Carter talk about building the trophy first.
Yeah, what made you think to design it like that and build it like that? Your creativity.
I don't know. Every now and then I get creative.
Well, part of it, I think, was revenge. He was planning his revenge on Dewey.
Didn't happen.
Because I still remember Dewey's going to see that again.
Well, I'll just say again, this is the Skunk Lake Deer Hunters Quirk of Fate Traveling Trophy. And you can get this, we the hunters can get, or decide who gets it. And, let's see.
Be it good or be it bad.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I wanted.
It's a quirk of fate.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's been some really good stories involved. Sometimes it was just kind of blah.
Well, you know,
Sometimes
That's
very
what-
embarrassing.
Yes.
Yeah.
one of the best ones was, Carter was, you know, was later on after we'd been out hunting in the morning. I walked out into the screen-in porch.
Mike.
There stands Carter down there with a box, ammo box in his hand. I said, Carter, what are you doing? He said, well, I gotta go to town. I forgot to put my ammo back in the box.
I think you had a whole box of empty cartridges.
I did.
What did we end up doing? Because you hunted that. Didn't you hunt that morning?
I had lead ammo with.
Yeah.
He just didn't have any copper, so I
Yeah.
gave him some in case. Yeah.
So we hunted with lead.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, man, I laughed when he told me that. Ooh.
Well, that's why I went from a 25-35
Right.
to a 30-30, because they don't make copper for 25-35s.
Oh, it's such a unused gun anymore that, yeah, to get ammo for it. Nowadays, I bet you couldn't buy it. Or if you did, it'd be $75 for a box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've tried for quite a while, you know, over the years, just at Cabela's to see if they had any. No.
for a while there, Hornady was making Lever Evolution 25-35.
Mm-hmm.
It stopped 4 years ago.
Okay.
But you could always make it a single shot.
Yeah.
2 shot actually, I think.
Hmm.
Have one in the mag and one in the chamber.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Carter takes more than 1 shot necessarily, unless it's a really big pine tree.
Yeah.
So that's it on the,
On that year.
That's the birth of the trophy.
Okay.
wanna go on to other years?
Yeah, what do you have documented?
Yeah, and the first year, or the year before that then, yeah, talking about the sound shot. That was the first year I was back in Germany. Because I bought that Buick from you. And I was up north of Lake Carla, probably a couple hundred yards. There was a stand up there. Somebody else had built that I'd found, and it was the last day of deer season. We hadn't seen anything. Nobody got anything that year. This would have been fall of 1990. And about 1 o'clock, 12:30 or so, I heard some people talking to the north of us. And pretty soon, I figured, well, they're just eating their lunch, they'll move on. But it kept coming. Pretty soon I'm listening to the Lions beat the Vikings.
Yeah,
Listened to the whole game,
I remember that.
and I figured, well, when the game goes off, they'll turn it off. And I actually got out of the stand and I walked over 2 hills, probably at least 200 yards. And I hadn't got to them yet. The wind was just right that it was carrying the sound. So I climbed back up in my stand, and when they, about 10 minutes into the after chatter, after the game, I says, enough is enough. I picked out a big old popple about that big around, put the gun on it, kaboom, and that radio went off. And it was quiet the rest of the night. Still didn't get anything. Got home and got, Veronica met me, and I hit a deer with the car. Big 8-point buck that she gave to somebody else. Totaled the car.
I went to go pick her
Well,
up.
you know, a long time ago, Carter had a stand way back there, but way up on top of that hill.
Yep. So what
And,
we're talking about.
And it didn't have any rails around it or anything, just a flat platform. And I decided to go up there and hunt, so I did. I was sitting in the stand and I'm facing this way. And I'm looking way back over here at that hill, because I couldn't turn
Oh,
around
okay,
really.
really stand. Yeah.
And I seen a buck coming down that hill there. And there was nothing I could do except my legs were hanging down, and I turned around as hard as I could. And I used my left eye, and I figured if I get the crosshairs on that deer and pull the trigger, that's all that matters. And I did that, and I pulled the trigger, and the scope hit me on my eyebrow. Got kind of a black eye out of it, but I got the deer. But my back was hurting me, so I walked back to the cabin, and I think Carter and, who was it, Carter and Mike went up there and got it?
Yep.
Yeah, and all my back was bad.
Yeah. That was probably one of the years you got the trophy for it. For getting the black eye.
Yeah.
It was a decent buck, it was worth
I
it.
got a picture of his black eye. We're all standing by his blue pickup up here. It's
And
got
the good
shiner.
part of it was a decent buck, and I didn't have to drag it all the way back.
Mike still got a scar from when he was about 14,
When he-
from 30-30 on the rifle range, sighting it in before deer season. He
Yeah.
got too close to the scope.
Well, the scope should have
Laying
been
down.
set further ahead is what it was.
He climbed, in his case, he climbed up on it.
I was,
Oh, okay.
So you can
I was,
see.
lay, I was
He's
laying,
14
laying
years
down
old.
and I was looking through the scope and I rocked back to bring the butt up
Yeah.
and went forward and whatever happened. I didn't keep the butt in my shoulder.
Yeah.
And probably because I was laying down, didn't notice the weight. Yeah, or anyways, because the gun was steady. Anyways, I pulled the trigger and it just slid right back into my
Bleed
right
a little
into my
bit.
forehead. Oh yeah, I got a couple stitches out of that.
When,
So, in, it was 91 Dewey got it. 92 Rick got it.
Should we just go through year by
Yeah,
year?
Let's
go.
do that.
Let's do it.
So 91,
91 Dewey got it for making the
The
creating
birth
the
of the
trophy.
trophy.
he received it
Making
for
what?
actions in
For
1990.
making what?
For making the trophy.
Yeah.
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 92 Rick got it, and if memory serves right, that was for a trip to the hospital.
I still have it right here.
Yeah.
And it was at the,
Good.
it was at the ground line.
Does your
Yeah,
record
was that-
show that, Dad?
Well, I've got your, or Chuck, Mike, Dewey, Rick, Carter, Jerry.
Oh, for hunting.
Deer
park.
takens, 6, 5, and 1 given.
One give.
Okay, you're off someplace on there. because that would have been in 95 that I gave the deer away.
Back here.
Yeah.
That's
be.
Tamarack
Yeah.
Swamp.
No, no. I don't think you were hunting with us that year. Maybe you, yeah, you would have been. Let's just go
Okay.
through.
Yep.
But the 92 was Rick.
And that seems right.
Yeah, and that was the cut.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think you were still in school at that time. maybe-
I was going to college the first
Oh,
time.
okay.
And yeah, hunting with that ground blind past
Uh-huh.
south of number
South
one.
of them, yeah.
Really beautiful area.
Hard to get in.
Very
Yeah.
hard. Long walk.
Yeah, a long haul pulling that thing.
Yeah, and really beautiful day actually. Sunny. It just snowed, and
No, that was not the cut.
that's where I cut it.
I know that's where you cut it. But that came later.
Did it?
Yes.
One of,
That was
Oh.
the gun jamming.
Yes, when I shot the
Oh,
buck
yeah.
across the brisket.
Uh-huh.
Probably.
And
let 'em too
and
far.
then
I
it
jacked it
jammed on it.
Didn't
Yeah.
go far enough, I
Yeah.
don't think. Yep, that's right. So that
Yeah.
year, yeah, it was out of the number one stand. And just like
Yeah.
usual, they come from the northwest of the beaver pond, and you can hear them running.
Mm-hmm.
And he come in, and it was just a smallish, I would say 3x6 point, maybe, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If North Dakota, it's 3x3. Here, it's a 6 point. But yeah, I always listen to my dad telling stories of hunting in Gary. In particular, the last year you guys hunted, where you were in the meadow posting, you're laying down prone,
On a run, yeah.
and there's a deer on the run, and you had to switch hoof holes from the cows to get them right. But I remember you saying when that deer was running, I led him by the nose and then pulled the trigger, and he went right down. I'm assuming it was greater distance than 20, 30 yards.
Probably closer to 100 yards.
Yeah, and that would make sense at that distance, sure. So I think that was early in my years of hunting, probably third year or so, fourth year. So opening day, that I can hear them coming, and I'm like, this is how it always goes. Opening morning, you can hear them running, and then they'll pop behind these pine trees, and sure enough, I saw horns coming, and the buck ran behind the pine trees, come out at the base of the hill, and I pulled up, and it didn't have a scope
No.
at that time.
Right.
And so I put the bead right on the guy's nose, and I pulled the trigger. I'm sure I pulled the trigger. And I know I hit him, but he kept running almost as if nothing.
Yeah.
And then I jacked the lever down to get a second shot, because he was going to go down in that hole where they kind of
Yeah.
goes the next pond maybe.
Yeah.
And when I threw that lever down and it would not come back up.
Yeah.
And I was so frustrated. So frustrated. There's nothing I could do. I didn't know how to clear it, didn't know how to fix
Yeah.
it. And I think I literally ran, you were in the ground blind.
yeah,
And I ran from my stand to the ground blind, running,
Yeah.
back when I could run. Running from the grizzly bear that this past season when I was out. I ran pretty fast then, but not like I did then. I ran to my dad's ground blind.
I got his bullet out of there and got it back in place, so I felt really sorry for him, you know?
But that
That's
was,
the way it was.
yeah, and that, those things during hunting,
Yeah,
you shoot at an animal,
Yeah.
then there's
1993 was Carter.
For what?
If memory serves, I think that's one that not much happened that year. And what was that, the stop shot?
the pine.
Yeah.
What do your notes say?
Oh,
What does your documentation say, Dr.
On
Hedeen?
93.
Well, I kinda hate to read this. Hunters, Chuck, Mike, Dewey, Rick, Carter. Deer taken, $3. Mike, Chuck, Carter, no does. Some snow, other notables. Dewey's vehicle stuck 1/4 mile southeast of Meadow. Carter pulled him out.
Oh, that was a Jeep.
I remember that.
The old
Jeeps,
Jeep
yeah.
that snowed a lot.
Yeah, uh-huh.
There was a lot of snow.
Carter wins traveling trophy for
This is
hitting
cheap.
Buck in shoulder, which was already wounded,
Oh, okay,
Oh,
that's the
shoulder.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
all from about 15 feet away.
That's right.
That's when we teased him about he should have used his knife.
Yeah. I forgot about that one.
Deer coming uphill straight at Carter in ground blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where I was gutting out that deer. 2 other hunters came up.
Tracking it, yeah.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
because they had wounded it. I was the one who wound up with it.
Yeah.
At any rate, as I was starting to gut out the stove, there was Buck.
Oh,
I grabbed the bladder a little too hard. Hit me right in the face.
right. Gross.
That was so funny. We come back to the cabin and Carter went up and washed his face and
Immediately.
Yeah.
In the cabin.
He hit her right to that water.
which we didn't think too much of it. He went up and I don't know, it was just totally out of the blue. He went up and washed his face again.
Yeah.
And Dewey took his picture.
Yep.
And at that point, it was like a little boy getting his hand caught in a cookie jar. Guys, I might as well confess. And he told the story. And Dewey started laughing. He says, "Come outside." And so I walked outside with him. He says, "I've got an idea. I know what we're gonna get him for his birthday." And you can tell it from there.
I don't remember what it was.
Because
Yeah.
you were on
That was the shield.
didn't
Oh, yeah.
Because
Face shield.
Carter was still
With
working.
orange on the
Yeah,
top.
Carter was still working then. He wasn't retired yet.
Yeah, you had to come back that night.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. He's been really amusing over the years.
Very entertaining.
I remember, I think Rick was with me, and Carter shot a doe, a small doe up on top of that big hill, and it came down and.
Oh, we'll tell that story later.
Yep.
We'll tell that story.
Okay, fine.
Let's just talk, right now, let's just talk about the shield.
The shield.
Okay, that's fine,
Uh,
let's do it,
Yeah.
you were the one that went and got it.
yeah.
It was your idea totally on the shield.
So
Uh,
tell us how
when-
that came to be, Dad.
You know, when you got the idea to get him a face shield. And you went and got some orange spray paint, you took the plastic off from it, painted the head thing orange.
Put it back together,
Yeah, and what was it you wrote on the bottom?
I don't remember.
Got a bug.
Got a buck? You're in.
Oh, yeah, you're
And Ellen wrapped it up and gave it to him for his birthday.
that was good.
That picture that was taken at Carter
Uh-huh.
that night. I don't know where that picture is, but if I remember right, there's like a drop of water like falling off of his face.
Oh. Yeah, it was like a kid with his hand caught in the cookie jar.
Because I think didn't you leave to go to work and then he came
I think
back to
so.
the door and said,
Yeah.
I gotta confess.
But anyway,
Yep, he hurried up and washed his hands and face and stuff,
yeah.
and then he had to go.
Yeah.
Something was up.
1994, Dewey got it. I don't remember what for.
what I've got here. Deer taken was one or two does. Other notable. Dewey earns trophy for wasting a tag. Rick shot a doe, had no doe tag.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
okay.
Yeah,
In the process of cleaning deer, Rick cut his hand requiring medical
There we go.
attention.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Dewey wasted the
Suture.
tag. He put
yes.
a buck tag on
On
it,
my doe.
on your doe,
He
yeah.
didn't have a doe tag.
In helping Rick, Dewey placed Rick's tag on the deer.
Yeah, instead of in my dad's.
Later had to remove and replace with his doe tag,
Yeah,
in essence wasting a tag.
okay.
So I didn't get the trophy.
No,
for
you
it.
didn't get the trophy for the,
Thanks,
for the
Dad.
cut hand.
Thanks, Dan.
We just had enough deer, that's all.
Okay,
Yeah.
1995, I got it,
But on
and
the
I'm
same-
almost afraid to remember.
Finishing up
Oh,
with this
okay.
one, Mike holds on shot at two does side by side for fear of wounding the second one. Had no other tags in party by then.
Oh, okay.
Does the trunk. The
Oh,
trunk
that
story
came
is
later.
not.
I think that come the following year.
Yeah, I remember that. We only had, we didn't have, we had one doe tag?
Probably, yeah.
And I was like, this bull's gonna go out. And I had two deer.
Didn't stop me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a trunk.
That comes later. 1995, was that the trunk deer?
I see here, Chuck's Nikita buck.
That's the.
Yep.
What year
Okay,
is that? 95?
95.
Second weekend.
Yeah.
The Makita
I don't
buck.
remember that. What is the Nikita buck about?
That's when you take a drill and you drill the horns on the head.
Antlers on you.
So is that Makita buck, is that in the game laws?
I think that was the year. Okay.
I've got here, Chuck also drops deer, I wounded.
Yeah, okay,
As I
that
was
was the
about
one.
to shoot again, so we're
Yes,
both standing there,
yeah,
I'm
you,
aiming and you come up and went.
yeah, you had shot that one and wounded it. We knew that it was there. Mike went up north. It was just on the west end of the lake here. Mike went north of it. Carter was in the center, and I went in the south. And we started up that hill. And we knew that there was a wounded deer there. Well, this one came down right where I figured it should be. Boom. Down that. Crash. I mean, I didn't see it, but I heard it crash. So I figured, I got Carter's deer, no problem at all.
Yeah.
Waited a couple of minutes, and here, another one comes, obviously wounded. That was Carter's.
Oops.
And Carter said he was just about ready to pull the trigger when I put it on his neck and boom. Down it went. But then the problem began. We only had one tag. It was Sunday afternoon, last day of the season.
You guys were in Grand Forks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The folks that normally hunted up here had just left. They had tags left. So, well, crap. So we drove out to Godsman's because I knew they had tags. They had pulled out. So there we sit with one deer over. It was just a little button buck. So that was where the Makita buck come in. As I went home, got the car, put on civilian clothes, came back, folded that little sucker up, stuck it in the trunk and went back up. We butchered it at the house.
Your Sunday's best.
Yeah.
But what car was it though?
That little white Tempo.
Yep.
Tempo.
Yeah, it was a little white Tempo.
Was that totally illegal?
Well, let's see here.
Statutes have run out.
Statute is run out,
Yeah,
so
it's all gone.
it's
Yeah.
legal now.
It was delicious,
Okay.
I'm sure.
1996, it went to Mike.
Probably doubling of it.
Hang on, let me check.
Oh,
Make sure it's still going. I thought you did double. Is that just your dad?
It wasn't a 95. I had the.
Yeah.
No, I didn't double. I had.
It was 2 deer separate times.
Oh,
Out of your stand?
2 does. No, one was on a drive. It was just him and I
Yeah.
and Carter. And we were,
one of the few drive. That was a fun hunt.
I went up on, it was on that planting on the end of the lake there.
Mhm.
And the pine trees were only about like that. And I went up on the hill. And then Carter and Dewey went back to the homestead in that area
Mhm.
and walked it down. And somewhere in there, you shot that doe.
Yeah. She, was it
And,
Carter?
and they were the only deer that was taken that year, was
Carter went
both
down.
Mikes.
Carter went down to the. I think you went down. You went down to the beaver pond and worked your way up the hill, right?
Yeah, basically they drove
And,
that hill.
One of the few times we ever did any type of a drive.
It's so weird to hear.
Yeah. And
Desperate.
anyways,
Yeah.
anyways, there's 2 does. They come up and they stopped right in front. I took that one in the shoulder. That thing dropped and rolled around like a rabbit on the ground and had to run up and finish it. And but that was an exciting afternoon. We're coming out, and you weren't here for that.
I can't hear you, Mike.
You weren't here for that one when we did that drive.
I don't
No,
I don't think so. I think he's gone back.
I was home.
Yeah, he'd gone back home because he was still working too
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah. And it was midweek.
Okay. 95, I was still been at the DAC.
Yeah.
I don't even know, like, we talked about doing a drive these days, like, where'd you even start?
Yeah.
Start here and end up in,
Well,
Fantastic.
yeah,
well, what we did, you know, that hillside, it had been cut off, and then it was growing back up in small popple and some pine that he had planted back there.
that the does were eating.
I think somewhere along the line, I might have got the trophy too for that same hill. I'm not sure.
Is that the clear cut before the meadow you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I started hunting, that was just black dirt.
Yeah, we had that
Black dirt.
Yeah.
tilled over and
Oh, yeah,
trying to keep the popple from growing. Dad actually had it disked and we
Yeah.
planted all
Yeah.
sorts of pine and the popple came through anyway.
Yeah.
It just looks so different 34 years later. It's
Okay. And
going
1997, Dewey got it again for what, I don't know. What's your notes say?
year
No doe tags. First Saturday, Rick saw a nice buck ground blind. The big point south of Beaver Pond.
Yeah. I remember that actually.
Did not get a shot. Mike sees big buck on the hill south of the pond, on south side of the meadow. does not get a shot. Friday PM on hill between west end of lake and northeast corner of the meadow. Chuck had 5 deer, 75 to 100 yards out. Too dark to see.
Couldn't see horns, yep.
Appeared to be all does.
It's hard in the late night,
Oh,
evening,
yeah,
and broad with
yeah.
any brush.
Yeah.
The horns are
See,
just,
in that area, from the hammock, there used to be an old stand up on the corner
Yes.
of that pond.
Yep.
And I was sitting in that looking kind of northeast.
Yep.
And the hammock pretty much watches that same area. And they were out there, yeah, you couldn't see horns and no doe tags that year.
I don't know, I've got this. It's gotta be from something different. Carter comes in with wet boots.
got your notes out of order?
Didn't go to the house up more.
I'm thinking that may have been
Who got it that year? 97?
Dewey.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't get it till 2008 again. I'm kind of thinking that may have been the black eye.
I think the black eye
That come later.
came later because he had his blue Chevy pickup and that was a
Oh, okay.
nice.
So I don't remember what you got the trophy for that year.
That's probably an error in the book.
Well, we know it wasn't for something good.
Yeah,
97. That was the year it flooded.
yeah. 99 was when we had the storm.
So 1998,
Yeah,
then
99 missed because I just moved to the
I
city.
think the storm was in 97, I think, wasn't it?
No,
No,
it was the year that I missed and that was 99.
99.
Yep.
So 98, I got it. I don't remember what for. I'm thinking that
2 or 3.
huh,
I bet you don't.
was the year I ended up with 3. Yeah. First one, I think that I didn't triple. I doubled on 2 does. Because I remember Dewey coming. I should have had 3, but I missed the 3rd one.
That was in your ground line.
You know what?
That was the
State.
popples.
It was
That was
the
the
state.
popples. That came later.
Yeah.
The wet boots business,
Yeah.
I think I remember what it was. We were way back where you used to hunt back in there, way back in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that other stand kinda, I don't know, down
Oh,
there
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
I was sitting in there.
Oh, yeah,
And
Dewey got that doe that run down into
Oh,
the
my-
water.
Yeah,
that's
way back
And
there.
it went way
Past the ground
down,
line.
way down
Yeah.
there, and it fell into the water.
Yep,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Past
And
the ground line.
we got wet pulling the darn thing out.
I got.
That was
I got
97.
sick that afternoon.
Yeah,
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 yeah, and it was snowy and
yeah.
like
Because you hunted in it 2 years later
Yeah.
during the storm. Okay,
that was a miserable.
so
That sucked getting that doe too.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
so let's stop. Let's go back, let's, Dewey tell the story about that.
The doe.
Yeah.
That
okay.
doe in the swamp.
Oh.
yeah,
This
that
is
was
funny.
Yeah, because I was in the ground line.
Yeah, that was 1997.
Rick and I were out hunting and we were coming back or whatever it was, you know, and Carter had shot a deer. And it went off the bank and down into the swamp. And Rick and I were laughing, we were watching Carter go down there and stuff. You know, holy
Yeah.
crap, yeah. And Carter, I think, did he get wet or what? I don't remember.
No, not that time. So
He got wet
Carter's-
boots going into, to
Yeah,
pull,
you
because
sh-
the
you
three of us
shot-
pulling
yeah,
it
yeah.
out.
That ground
Oh,
line.
I know what it was. Carter was out there walking out to where that little, there's a little, kind of little, not an island, just a little small thing. And he was having a hard time getting out up there, and Rick and I were watching him.
Yeah, you guys are driving out,
What's up?
you guys are driving out and looked at, and happened to see me.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
different,
Yeah,
different.
Different year,
And-
different
and
year.
we watched him trying to work his way across that thing into there.
We're talking 2 different years now,
Yeah.
though.
So in 1997, when you shot that doe, when you got the trophy, I was in the ground blind, that one way back there, and remember you used to have a stand farther back yet, and you shot and wounded a doe, because we went back to track it,
Yeah.
and it was snowing, and there was, I don't know if it was a swamp or something,
Yeah,
or
it was swamp.
and we had to
Moguls.
step, that we had to step on moguls, and you eventually, she popped back up again, and you eventually shot it and killed it.
Yeah.
But I think Carter, I don't know if you went for a dip that day, or,
I think it just got up over his boots
Yep.
in the swamp there.
because we're
But
all,
Carter was walking across there. And
Different.
we were just waiting for him to fall in.
yeah,
Okay, I just heard that thing ding.
change batteries. Good time for a break.
Yeah.
Would anyone like a glass of cider?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
gonna go outside and use the bathroom, so if you hear me screaming and running.
I do
Okay,
too, but
we're
not
gone.
often. The mice and whatever.
Oh, that was always the first thing they did in the old cabin was hurry up and set the traps before Carter come
I
down.
remember my first time out here.
We'll want light soon enough, it's gonna
Because I'm-
disappear fast.
Yeah.
In 1990, I had just started at Lucan's in June, July. And so, I couldn't get opening weekend.
Mhm.
And I should have just said the hell with it, I'm taking it and done it.
Yeah.
But, anyways, so I didn't come out that weekend. I don't know, come out, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday, whatever it was. But anyways, I come out and maybe I come out Sunday night after work.
Yeah, I'm not
And,
sure.
I think you guys were here.
Late?
I think everybody was here. Johnny was here. I came out late. It was like midnight when I got here.
Oh, yeah.
And the attractions were to. I was sleeping in bed with Carter. Anyways, when I went to bed, yeah, cause Carter had his room and then there's the bunk room.
Right.
And somebody was on the couch.
Rick was on, or Jerry was on the
Jerry.
couch.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
and I think there was there a cot? I think there was someone who was on a cot. And
Yeah, the other doctor, I think, might have been there.
Who?
Who was your friend, the doctor that hunted with us that one year?
Is that the old green pullout that matched to this guy?
Huh?
maybe
Bruce Dolman.
Bruce, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Bruce.
It's a lot, Bruce.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think somebody else was out. Anyways, I come in at I went and crawled in, went to bed, and next morning I wake up. Carter looks at me and goes, "Now that we slept together."
I've never heard that story before.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Should at least exchange names.
So we quit at,
Kind of a planes, trains, automobiles moment.
okay, so we quit at 1998. 1999, Mike got it again.
That's when that was the storm.
Oh, yeah, okay, that
I
was,
missed that year.
oh, man, did you miss something?
Yeah, we should talk about that, cause that's a good,
we got up that morning.
was it storming when he got up? Did he know about it?
No,
No,
4 chainsaws owned between the 4 of us. There was not a chainsaw here.
we knew that we were supposed to, we're gonna get snow. We got up and we looked outside and there wasn't a whole lot of snow. The wind was up, but there was nothing on the ground. There's maybe a small dusting from overnight,
Yeah.
or the previous couple
We
hours.
didn't get out till about 9 o'clock. You
Well, we
know?
went back to bed and then we got up and there still wasn't much for snow. So we decided to go out. And as we went out, the snow started coming down harder, faster. And I walked out.
I went into my stand. You were in Dewey's stand on the edge of that slough.
Oh, yeah.
Carter, I'm not sure where he went. I think he went up north of the road someplace.
Yep. And I went back to that blind that I had way back there,
Yeah, you were at
and
the
I
line.
was sitting in the blind,
Yeah,
and I'm sitting there, and
You're
the wind-
blind.
like Mike said, the wind started coming up. Pretty soon it started snowing and stuff, and the wind really picked up. And the pine tree on my right, a smaller one, not real big, it was big enough, the wind blew it over.
yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, Carter comes up behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that time, just before that, it was snowing pretty heavy, and yeah, Carter come up and says, I think we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we went over and picked up Mike, and then Carter went and got you. Well, I got Mike,
Well,
and we headed out.
and my truck was sitting just on the other side of the big hill,
Yeah.
and I had it parked facing that way.
Going back a little bit before that, and why Mike got the trophy. Is as we walked into his place to get him, about 30 feet from his stand in back of him was a fresh bed.
I was sitting in that stand, the snow's coming down fast, it's accumulating, it was getting deep, the wind was blowing, and you hear the trees popping, and you hear the wind going, and that's when, but then,
Blowing hard.
and then for a moment, there was I watched a couple gravels flush. The guy said, "Oh, flushed it," and it's headed right towards me. And, well, I would have been happy to see a wolf just to see something.
Yeah.
But anyways, and then all of a sudden, I heard a great big tree or a branch or something drop, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't good." So I decided, well, it's time to get moving, get out of here. So I got up and
That's what we
My
come up on you.
my hunting suit, it had the liner, and I got out of the stand and I took the liner out and I put it in the pack to lighten up because I was gonna be walking, and as I get the backpack on and I started walking out, and you guys didn't see me because I had walked out before you got there. I had walked out. Anyways, I decided to walk along the swamp looking for tracks
Signs, sure.
on my way out, but I figure everybody's heading out. This is just too dangerous. Anyways, yeah, I walk around the tree, and right there, 30 feet behind the tree, there's no snow on it. No, it wasn't melted. There was no snow there.
Yeah.
Oh, it was sitting there.
It was laying there.
Yeah.
The whole time I walked in.
And by
The
the
whole
time
time it probably got up when I got up to.
we got back to the meadow probably about 11:30, and there was already probably 4 inches, 5 inches, probably about 4 inches down. And that's when you were right next to that tree, getting out of there.
It was heavy
Yeah,
slush.
I almost didn't get out of it.
Yeah, didn't we cut the tree down to get you out, I think, to keep you from sliding into it?
I think
No
the
chainsaws.
tree,
Oh, no, Carter had the bow saw.
yeah.
That's right.
Carter had the bow saw
Yes.
in the
That's
crop.
That tree was almost right on my
Yeah.
truck.
Seems to me we cut that tree down so to keep him from sliding into it.
I think just cut the end of it off.
Yeah, and it
We
was,
did.
it was about 20 minutes just to get out of the meadow. And by that time,
Everything was falling.
everything had come across.
2 4-wheel drives, and his Dodge truck was the only one that got vehicles moving.
Old green white Dodge.
We
Hey,
put the
that
chains
old-
on that Dodge.
That old
the
Dodge
chains
with
and-
chains on it could go
Dodge
any
could-
place those 4-wheel drives could. But, except when the front wheels got down in the ditch,
Yeah.
then the head pulled me out. But, anyway, we got back here.
We got to the road.
Oh yeah, Mike had to walk, yeah, ahead. You couldn't
But,
see anything.
yeah, it just knocking snow off.
Most of it-
Hanging in.
Most of it, if you gave most of them were pines, you know, bent over.
Knock them and,
You could pull it down, as you pull it down, the slush would drop, and you let go of it, and it popped straight up, and snow flying all
Yeah.
over.
Mike walked ahead of us, and we threw our gear in the trucks, and it was about, I think, by the time we got here, got packed out, it was about 3 o'clock. Mike had left his, what was that, that Ford?
Ranchero.
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 Out in the turnaround about halfway in here, because we knew if anything happened, he didn't have the traction to get out. So,
Hi Flo.
Well,
Hi.
hello.
Hi.
I didn't count enough cars for everybody that's here.
You know where the road goes basically east to go away from here. And then it turns.
yep,
And it's right where it turns. That's where your
yeah,
ranchero or whatever.
Yep.
but anyway,
it's at the bottom, a little beyond the bottom of the big hill, kinda back, and a little beaver.
pretty
hole.
much over there by,
Yeah, down the hill,
yeah,
sudden turn.
By Steve Dahl's driveway, kinda.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then
Because
we-
he came out with the dogs while we were.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was about 3 o'clock when we left here. And same thing, Mike was walking,
Yep.
knocking the snow out so we could see to get out. We get out to his, and here's a jack pine top. I don't know, about that big around,
Yep.
right across his windshield.
It was a dead thing. but
Dead, yeah,
Big enough to, it
And-
caved in the hood, didn't it? Son?
yeah, and took out his windshield. And, anyway, then we used the bow saw to cut that center piece out of it to get it off. And by the time we hit 4, it was 8 o'clock. No, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Yep. And Mike got a flat tire too, didn't he, or something?
Going back, that happened, somewhere over by Lake Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we turn, when we turn from Lake Alice onto the Poseida Road, there's only ruts.
Yeah,
There's only, and it's like one vehicle had been through there.
and by that time,
And I
there
was
was,
leading. And
there was
Leading the pack.
yeah,
7, 8
Dewey was-
inches of wet snow.
Dewey was behind me and Dad was behind Dewey, and but because the snow was so deep, I didn't dare stop because the
Yeah.
ruts were in the middle of the
Yeah.
road.
And
And I didn't dare stop because if I stopped and got stuck, Dewey couldn't get around to pull me in, or push me one way or the other.
Carter probably could have.
And
well, Carter went the other way.
so,
Yeah, when we got to 4, he went south, you know.
so I took the turn, and driving in those ruts, somewhere around Lake Alice, I blew a tire. And I knew I blew a tire, and a front tire too, right? I was, no, the front tire.
No, it was rear
Was it
tire,
rear?
because you were able to drive them.
But anyways, it was, but I didn't, there again, I didn't dare stop. It was like.
And by that time, we had met a plow, so the other lane was open. So we got in it, and
Convenient.
we didn't meet anybody all the way home. But he run it into the bar, into their parking lot and left it.
Yeah.
Threw his junk in mine and we went on home. Figure when it clears, we can go back and get it, you know?
Didn't it take like an hour from the cabin just to get out to where Mike's was?
Well, from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock,
Yeah,
it was 4 hours to get to 4.
yeah. But
Yeah,
from here to there.
yeah, so it was probably about an hour, cause Mike walked it,
Because we had to break
knocking everything off. There you
Just to
go.
be
So
able to get through.
From here to 4 is how long? Or how?
2 miles
2
maybe?
miles?
It's what,
3 miles from here.
3 miles to 4,
And it
okay.
took you an hour?
About that.
Literally.
So I think it's basically a mile to the first turn.
Yeah, uh-huh,
Yeah.
By the resort drive,
yeah,
and yeah, 2 miles
2
a
miles
year.
back in here, yeah. So
They
that,
say 1.5 miles on the sign though.
yeah.
Did I pull you?
What?
I had the Jeep and I led the way out.
Mm-hmm.
mhm. That's right, you pulled him out to 4, yeah,
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 Is this when your car, the tree
yeah.
fell in?
Oh, that was terrible.
That was
Horrible.
And, but you know, the funny part of it was, the next year, there was 4 chainsaws here. And we haven't used them since. Okay,
Every year thereafter, they always had chainsaws out.
oh yeah.
And the rest of it.
So that was 99. 2000 Carter got it.
2,000 Carter got it.
Again,
So what do you have to say?
Yeah, I thought that he was probably the champion of this whole thing.
It seems like there's,
Oh.
that name is familiar.
But
Very
the
entertaining.
one year he got it just because his brakes froze up. And I think that might have been the year.
No
There
dear.
was nothing happened to amount to anything.
2000?
Yeah, nobody shot a deer.
But he, let's see, when did he get it again? 2004 he got it again. And in 2005, so yeah, 2 years in a row.
You-
working for you.
No, he could come back, I could sit over there.
Was that the year of the frozen brakes?
I've got a full 2 pages on that.
Oh, okay,
It was
well,
amazing.
you're up.
2000, 20
I don't know.
years ago.
Opening day, 11/4/2000. Beautiful day, temp 45 degrees. Mike heard deer, never saw them. Had Downy Woodpecker go around the tree he was leaning against. And it wound up on his arm. It didn't peck him. Also saw an owl later by Chuck's blind, as did CBH later. Chuck saw 3 deer and shot 1, a nice buck at 5:10. Tough drag up the slope.
Oh, that was the old
Then
buck.
there's a 4-wheeler that dragged deer most of the way.
Yeah, uh-huh, yeah.
Dewey saw 6 to 7, took 2 shots at buck and brush but missed. Rich shot spiked buck at 10 a.m. as he was getting out of his stand. Getting out of, okay, leaving pretty early, Rick.
What year was that, 2000?
Yeah.
2000.
He got a deer, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just my flavor too, a spike.
Yeah, I think that was the year I took that old buck when Carter and I were walking in. Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were on.
Going to your papa
Yeah,
stand,
uh-huh,
I
yeah.
recall that.
Were you
But he
there?
ended up out in the
I
swamp.
wasn't there that time.
That was
Little
on
gray
the
face buck.
4th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On the 5th, Mike saw 3 bucks, did not shoot. Wants to let spike bucks grow.
Slow as the limit.
If I remember correctly, no one else saw much. I did see a doe in the early AM. Easy shot, but no doe tag. Afternoon hunt by CBH Chuck and Mike in very light rain. Rick and Dewey went to the 4th Crow Wing property briefly.
Who's that?
In AM, CBH had partridge about 5 feet behind, very tame. Stayed nearby a tree later for half an hour. Took some pictures. On the 6th, still windy, raining, temp in the 40s, no one hunted in the morning. Got up about 8 after bed. After to bed at 10 last night. Game of Monopoly played, certain Mike CBH while Chuck and Dewey sang and played guitars.
Oh, okay, I remember that year.
They do well. All left near 11 AM, leaving me to fend for myself. So I went over to Holtz's for a football game. On the 7th, watched the Vikings lose last PM.
4th of year is very consistent with that.
To bed without setting the alarm, still raining, east wind. So eventually went out. Walked to New East Stand, arriving at 8 AM.
That's the year that but that's the year, 2000 is when, I stayed out here with Carter. After the opening weekend, you guys went back to Grand Forks. You went back for a day or two. I stayed out here, and on that Tuesday morning, freezing rain. And, we got up and had breakfast and debated whether we were gonna go out in the rain, and I decided, yeah, let's give it a try. So we go out, and I had that tassel. I tied it to,
for scent?
yeah, for scent. I tied it to my leg and I dragged it on the ground. And it might have been the first year I put that stand up. After the bear den burned, right? We moved it. We put the ladder up against
Yeah. Yeah.
the tree there. Anyways, walk up. I get up into the tree and the it wasn't very tall.
Stand.
My
Oh,
feet
right.
were I'm probably just above a dog's nose, just above it. And anyways, when I got to the stand, I take that tassel off and I hang it on the side of the stand. And I don't want to put it in my pocket. It had scent on it, right? so I get up to the stand. I sit there and then it's freezing rain, and I put the hood up, and I rarely ever do that because you can't hear nothing.
Yep.
Just echoes. But I put it up because it was freezing rain. It was just horrible. And I was sitting there waiting. Something told me, look over your right shoulder. I was like, no, I'm not looking right. I'm not. Turn around. That big movement. If it's a deer, I'm gonna blow my chance anyway. And so I kept screaming, but back of my head, right down to my gut, to turn, look over your shoulder. And I look over my shoulder, and here comes this timber wolf, following my trail with his nose right down to the ground. And he walked all the way up to the ladder. And I'm sitting there, and I got the gun in my lap, and I grab hold of it.
So did you get
And
it?
and people always ask, why didn't you shoot it? And I said, well, it never looked up. He
Well,
walked
deer
straight
don't
up.
climb trees.
Yeah,
What was that?
He walked straight up to the bottom of my boot. He never looked up. He turned around and he walked right back down into the swamp and took off and left. I said, he didn't bother me. Fair deal. And I said, you know, had he looked up, the world might have changed for everybody.
Good thing he didn't.
So what you got there, Carter?
Well, okay, this is, I think I was out there by myself.
So you got the trophy that year, but what for?
Went down to the end of the trail to Dewey's first stand. Wind fickle, so I left and went to Chuck's stand. By 8:30, quiet, overcast, no rain, 30 degrees. As I turned my head, I suddenly was aware of a big doe north of me, under the mirror.
Okay, yeah, I had a mirror in that stand. Well, if she was under the mirror, she was right down here.
Big doe north of me, looking at me while broadside to me. I couldn't move. She shortly put head down, and at that point it became clear the she was a buck. With medium small rack. As I raised my rifle, he took 2 to 3 steps, ending up almost totally behind trees, brush and a fallen tree. All with fresh snow piled on. Could see only rear leg and trace of hind quarter. Tried looking over on the other side of the tree, of the stand. Could see it from there. When I looked on the west side again, deer was gone. Apparently went north and so on.
You had those heavy pine trees going north right there.
After 20 minutes, went back to cabin. Dewey's back also at noon. That afternoon went to Chuck's blind, thinking the buck might come back. Sure enough, at 3:30 he was there, but behind me and to my right, aiming up the slope. Since he'd be lost in the heavy brush, very quickly I decided to stand, turn, and shoot. As I stood and turned, I was quickly spotted by him. As I raised my rifle, he wheeled, turning, and made one jump and was back where he came from. Out of my sight completely. All approximately 1 second. All in approximately 1 second. Shortly thereafter, I went up to the trail headed west back to Mike's blind, hoping he might go back that far.
Is that you were the
Wind put me up, wind from him, however, spent the rest of the afternoon in perfect silence. Dewey saw none from his newsstand.
My blind, was that the one down that I hunted at? Or, that was after we left the popple stand then? The one down the hill?
I'm not sure anymore.
Must have been.
On the 9th, Dewey headed to his newsstand north of the road, but saw nothing. In the afternoon, he went up to my newly rejuvenated stand, south of where he parks the truck. Kicked one out that was sleeping, bedded down and walking trail to stand. Bed was saw worms, nothing else, saw nothing else. On the 9th, I went to my blind, the edge of grassland, saw nothing. Spent the afternoon south of the northwest white pine planting, saw nothing, so beautiful view. Mature Norway pine, beaver swamp, meadows, so on and so forth. Dewey and I went to Chuck's just because just because, stopping for supper at the side of Bar and Grill. Showered at Chuck's and Dewey and John played electric guitars and sang.
Oh, okay.
Went to bed at cabin at midnight. The 10th, Dewey went north of cabin but saw nothing that he was looking for. I went to my farthest blind past Dewey's original stand and had 2 yearling does. Fawns, come into view 30 yards away, one of which got my scent and spent the next 10 minutes having an acute asthma attack.
Wheezing a little bit.
I didn't catch the last few words though.
Oh, had an asthma.
Like Carter.
The deer had an asthma attack.
Oh.
It started wheezing or whatever.
Trying to get a reaction.
I wear hearing aids when
Yeah.
everybody starts talking.
I left shortly after.
Forget it.
Spent about 2 hours in the afternoon in the more western of Dewey's 2-year-old stands north of the trail. Watched yearling fawn doe in heavy brush. Dewey in his north stand saw nothing but heard deer over ridge from east of the stand. Chuck came at noon and I spent a quiet afternoon hearing a deer behind his blind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was the blind down the hill. You could hear that son of a gun and no way you could see him.
Oh, the highlight, Flo dropped by with cinnamon rolls.
Those are always good.
Good job, Flo.
And last, a flat pan apple pie with.
That's even better than cinnamon
The
rolls.
French, the French apple pie, okay.
Those are good.
That has always been a hit.
Dewey spent on the 11th, 2000. November, Dewey spent the AM in his north stand, saw nothing. He then left after lunch. This season he shot twice, opening morning at a buck in distant heavy cover and mist, but saw nothing since. Chuck spent the AM in his blind and all was quiet. I had interesting AM in Chuck's old stand, southerly wind changing to east, eliminating some chances, enhancing others. About 9:30, I heard sounds other than squirrels, etc., coming toward me from behind. Fortunately, this doe went to the right of the stand instead of over my trail into the stand on the left. The crunch, crunch, crunch of steps in snow and leaves stopped immediately to my right, out of sight. As the stand has rugged walls 3 feet high, and I sit on the left side. Sounds then change to munch, munch, munch. As it chewed twigs and so on. After a few minutes, it headed away from me to my right, allowing my first view of what turned out to be a yearling doe. Since I was in the market for a buck or doe, I spent some indecisive moments regarding whether to shoot or not, and finally simply enjoyed watching and listening to her amble into the nearby tamarack swamp.
That's what got your trophy.
That's right.
She replaced the large owl I had spotted in the swamp earlier in the AM that flew off to 3 separate perches. That noon after lunch, Chuck accompanied me to the potential cabin site on the hill behind present cabin and gave requested suggestions on layout, etc. The action started to my left. The doe was browsing 30 yards away behind the usual dense screening of trees and brush, rendering a shot less than advisable. She soon disappeared, only to reappear a few yards down the hill from the first spot. Only head and ears are seen briefly. Again, she disappeared from view, back and forth. In the meantime, east wind continued and so on. Something spooked the deer into suddenly appearing, running down the hill and then to the right in front of me, that is, stopping 30 yards away broadside to me, with only the head not visible. And there it stops.
Boom!
There, I finished it.
Chuck's thought, oh maybe not, Chuck's thought for the night, last night, as he neared the end of the season, if it's brown, it's down. The unusually mild autumn, or the usually mild-mannered strummer of guitars and maker of violins was perhaps suggesting that I not be quite so true to my personal philosophy. No fawns or yearlings.
That must be the year we give him the trophy.
With the end of the season rapidly drawing to a close and Chuck's philosophy conflicting with my own, I aimed and fired. It was a good clean hit, with the deer stumbling briefly while leaving a blood trail I could see as it moved. Death was quick. Well, then as I spread the deer's hind legs to start the gutting process, it became suddenly apparent that I was about to gut a buck fawn. Indeed, beside the appropriate male credentials present between the hind legs, tiny antlers, half-inch, maybe were found by palpation of the
I
skull.
remember that.
Gutting proceeded, and the heart was found to have been creased to a quarter to half-inch depth across the ventricles. When about finished with the gutting, shot rang out close by. Chuck had shot his second deer of the season, a nice doe, at least a yearling. He explained that she was first noted to be behind him, then to his right. As he looked at her, she saw him, but didn't know quite what to make of him. Her mistake was to change course from uphill and away to downhill.
Should go between the trees, but I did.
Stopping 30-40 yards away, allowing
Another tree.
allowing a shot between the head and neck. She went no further. Later, back at the cabin, Rick and his girlfriend Robin, his girlfriend's friend, drove up. Robin found the woods much more appealing in daylight than at night. And Rick had brought her by once before. The deer were transferred to Rick's pickup, and as he held the doe tags. And Chuck, Rick and Robin left for Emmaville or whatever to register these last two deer. Prior to leaving, Rick took Robin to the meadow by truck, and then on a short walk beyond the water across the road, etc. A good season was had by the group. Next year, Dewey gets the deer.
We hope.
That's right.
So, yeah, you must have just got the
On the 12th, it said, although Chuck was in strong contention for the trophy, following his owning up to a broken ziplock of urine in his private pocket
I remember that.
last year.
That was before we started carrying bottles.
Ziploc bag?
Yeah.
Oh. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. You know, this old colonel I knew hunted that way. And I had it doubled. But put a little too much pressure on it.
Carter knows what that's like. Squeeze that bladder hard enough, it's gonna explode.
Well, I humbly accepted the trophy instead. Indeed, after passing up larger deer and failing to get a shot of very acceptable buck twice perhaps, I deserve the honor. It will be displayed with pride.
That's awesome stuff.
Okay.
How's the light?
Button bucks are.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Sufficient?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. You could turn on the light behind you as well if you
Yeah,
need
that
to.
might help too.
And bring it over a little bit.
See, where's the switch?
Right in there.
Try the other
Yeah.
switch.
Top
There's
it.
two of them.
Oh,
there.
okay.
The upper one, and you can
There we go.
just turn it down if you.
Turn it a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Turn
Twist
to-
it towards me.
Oh.
There you
It's
go.
right in our face.
Oh, I see what he's saying. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Or you just bend it up to the ceiling.
Oh, hey.
That's what I did, like I did over here.
Yeah, that might work better.
No, that's perfect. Wow.
I don't know about these people, these fancy lights.
Yeah.
We're lucky to have them, but it could be burning. the-
Actually, can you move yours a little bit so it's not reflecting off the, that one? There we go. Yeah, that's better.
When did, is this guy, when did that happen to?
Long before I started
Before.
hunting here.
Okay.
With Buck, I mean,
That was back when we lived.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember when exactly.
well, you were pretty little when that happened, and
Not real little, I don't think, but
I think so
mid-80s or
because,
something?
Yeah,
Before that,
it was in the 80s, I think it was 84 if I remember it. I was looking through some albums and I saw it.
Okay.
Those photographs.
but
I just want to look through.
you were really little, and Buck was only with us for 5 years. Well, I'm not following this in and out.
So 2001, I got it.
I've got something, somebody else wrote this.
Okay.
Warm to the point of having to stop hunting to run deer into the butcher shop.
Okay, yeah.
Mike took two spikes on opening day,
Mhm.
1 a.m., 1 p.m.
All those are in there.
Rick also took a small bite
Oh,
spike
I know what I got it for.
opening weekend.
what was it?
Chuck earned the trophy for, quote, shooting a doe without a shell in the gun.
It was noon hour. I heard Rick and Mike out at, I parked up on top of the hill there with that old blue and silver S15, yeah. And I was walking out, and you guys had obviously spooked her, and she come up along the side hill. And maybe 40 yards on that other ridge. Oh, no problem. Click. And I sat in the stand all morning that way. Apparently when I slid her home,
Just,
it went over the bullet and nothing went in the chamber.
And what she
Didn't
do
draw your
at
bolt
that
back
She
far
just
enough,
kept
maybe?
going, but she was going down the ridge. So, yeah, well earned.
That's your popple stand, right?
Yeah, that's the popple stand. Yep.
Carter, hunting alone, took a big 8-point south of the beaver dam.
Yep, lost your glasses.
Took him
For one lens.
Took him till noon to get it up to the pickup.
Oh no, different deer.
Dewey missed a good buck. Nothing the second weekend. Kind of sad to know that this was the last deer to spend in the old cabin. 50 years of great memories of a lot of
Yeah.
folks
Yeah.
who no longer are with us. We took one morning to hang the bay window in the new cabin.
And I'll tell you what, I was shocked.
And it went in.
It went in, it slid into place, there
Yeah,
was
it's
no
perfect.
changing it, I mean, it just fit, and we nailed it in place.
Yeah.
Flo did a good job.
Is this your writing or?
Thank you, thank you.
No, that is not. I don't know whose that is. That's not my dad's either.
Let's see here.
It's not Flovis.
It's too neat to be mine.
Yeah, man, mine's.
Not mine.
I don't think it was mine.
Take a look at that. Where's a D?
Well, we got a darn near full moon rising up over the hill there.
Very pretty.
It's not mine. I was thinking, so my dad makes his D's a certain way. It's his.
Well, the last sentence was, the exactness of the fit into the rough frame was such that it must have been done by a doctor.
You sure that's not yours?
It might be mine, back when,
Cause that sounds like your,
Yeah.
Comment.
yeah.
yeah,
Almost exactly.
Yeah.
it does sound like me.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
on 2002, it's the same writing here.
Boy, I didn't know you shared even that responsibility. That's very cool.
Okay, so 2002 was Rick.
Yep. It was, I got engaged to Robin. I got
Oh,
I
yeah,
got a doe
okay.
that year.
Oh.
Hey, can I let what happened then? Everybody,
Oh.
I can't hear.
That was the year I got engaged to Robin, so
Oh, okay.
I got a doe that year. And that's why I got
Ah, yeah,
that is a nice buck.
Oh, yeah. It is. Yeah, what? Oh, well, there's 2 years here coming up that Carter had it 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that might have been that buck, the night that he lost his glasses was one of them.
The night he lost his the photo is in
Okay.
there. It's
Well, let's see, where are we? Okay.
2002.
That one?
Yeah, okay.
no.
Nicer buck? Okay.
Yeah, 2002 was Rick for getting engaged.
Is it 2000?
2003, I got it.
You seen this?
Let me do 2002.
Go ahead.
Opening day was in the low 40s. Doe and management tags abound. One person could take
It was a lot.
by
bigger.
5
Hey guys used to.
Yeah.
tags if wanted. Rick started us out by breaking in a 7mm Magnum the right way.
Oh, yes. Oh, I remember that mess.
Jerky, anybody?
Called in a 7-point buck, taking it one
Oh,
hard shot. Then 5 minutes later, taking a forkhorn with a
Yes,
headshot.
okay.
A few minutes later, Dewey took a doe. Between Chuck's sore knee and Dewey's bad back, Mike and Rick ended up having to do all the heavy dragging.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that too.
I was wearing a brace that year.
Yeah.
Carter also took a doe.
Boy, that was a phenomenal season.
Yeah.
My
That,
word.
that morning, that opening morning, the number one stand, like, I had an army of deer around
That's the year you could take 5.
me. Yeah.
Wow.
4 of them had to be antlers.
I was surrounded. It was
One
awesome.
of those years that, when that, well, I said, I got up in the stand and one of the rare moments, you get there 15 minutes before daylight. You get to calm down and
Yeah.
absorb the woods
It was
as
quiet.
the sun comes up. And yeah, so that to my right, I see this little movement on the ground, and I figure out that's an ear. That's a doe's ear. laying down, not behind a tree, just right there out in the middle of nothing. I must have walked right by her. She didn't care. And I figure, well, that's an accomplishment. You get in a stand and not kick a deer hunt? That's pretty good. And then over on the other side, there's another deer laying over there. and then as the sun comes up, down on the bottom off the island, there come 2 or 3 deer, and they're just grazing. Spent all morning just grazing around out there. Anyways, and then eventually one by one they all leave. And then the doe come off the island, and she come up the hill, and there was a pine deadfall. It stretched at the bottom of the hill. She hopped over it, and she come up and halfway between there and me, she laid down on the ground, but her ears never left the island. And I'm sitting there watching. Well, I got a management tag. I can take the doe. But anyways, I'm sitting and I'm debating it. But she laid down. But her ears are just fixated on the eye the whole time. And it's like, what's behind her that she's paying attention to? And then all of a sudden, here comes this wolf. and it comes straight up to the pine tree, and it stopped. And then it turned and went towards Dad's ground blind through the bottom there. And then a few minutes later, I hear it tromple it. It come back and it went back and forth underneath the pine tree trying to pick up that doe's scent. He turned around, went back down to the island, and he was gone.
You know, I wonder if that's the year. Was that opening morning?
Probably, yeah.
When I was down in that cut. I'd move from the ground blind over, and that coyote come down, and it was the first year that I'd had the Browning, the BAR, and he comes down, and nothing happened. There was a burr on the bolt, and it hadn't seated.
Yeah.
And I got to thinking later, that coyote looked awful big in that scope. I'm not real sure it wasn't a timber.
Yeah, it was a timber.
So where are we at, Carter?
Well, 2002. I'm trying to shorten this up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that was Rick.
There was lumber piled in here and so on that year,
Yeah.
but it was apparently good enough to have houses. Or did we down the other one? I don't know.
We
We're
did.
up here.
Yeah.
We're up here.
Okay.
2002?
Let's see, was it 2002 that we put the window in? 2000.
I think
One.
2001.
Okay, then we were up here.
20 years ago.
that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time flies so
Oh, yeah.
fast.
That it does.
There was no flooring laid in it at that point, it
No.
was
Yeah.
this,
No.
just, yeah, so
Yeah,
that
uh-huh.
came in later a little bit.
I remember doing that. It was cold. It was cold.
I didn't remember that you were doing it.
Yeah.
Flooring you helped with too.
Oh, no, not flooring.
Oh,
The window.
window,
It's
the
cold
window,
in
oh,
here.
isn't it, yeah,
Yeah.
oh gosh. Yeah.
20 years ago.
And those windows are probably 50 years before that.
Mhm.
We got them out of the dump.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they were.
Don't matter, it worked.
Yeah, you don't think so, I tell you.
Double glazed.
No, they're not double glazed, well,
Yeah, they are.
yeah. I guess the most remarkable thing is that it hasn't broken or something.
Mm-hmm.
Cause it's been hit so many times with,
Grouse.
well,
Yeah.
and then, I don't know, you've all seen what Carter made to protect, try to put in a protection. In the summertime, it's stuff that moves all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
It's the wind. Oh, this is a storied place, all right.
Anyway, from the stand someone else erected a few years ago, from where I shot a buck last year, I started the AM being inquisitively and cautiously eyed by a fawn doe, and later what appeared to be a fawn forkhorn, or small 1.5-year-old. Both spent 10 minutes or so separately examining this thing in the trees. A while later, a doe and her fawn came from the northeast. As we eyed each other at first, she took off 30 yards away to the west. I shot, but she kept going with the fawn trailing mom. She made the mistake of stopping partway up a hill of 40 yards away, quartering away from me. I fired again quickly, and they bounded off west into heavy brush. After 10 minutes, I went to where she was first shot at, but saw nothing but tracks in the dirt and leaves. I then figured that I had hit her the first time and missed the second. As I moved slowly, I heard a sound to my left at the edge of a swamp, like the final thrashing or so of a dying deer. It was only for 1.5 seconds, and tracks headed west. I went to the swamp corner where I found no deer, but there at the other end of the swamp was a small deer looking at me broadside. I put her in my sights with my rifle resting on a tall stump, but figured she was too small to be my doe and was the fawn instead. She walked slowly away alone. Figuring Mom must be close by, I combed the area thoroughly and found no deer, not even blood. I then felt it best prior to enlarging my search of that area to go back and more thoroughly search for the thrashing sound that was heard before. Farther south along the swamp edge and just the other side of the large log, I found the crumpled up, quite dead deer. Gutting and dragging proceeded uneventfully, and I chose to drag to the west end of the beaver pond and possibly across the dam there. On arrival near the dam, I was met by Gene Hagan,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
who traps beaver, etc. in the area. He was bow hunting that AM. He was quite amicable in spite of my ruining his hunt. And actually dragged my deer all the way to the road from there. So ended my AM hunt. We were 4 for 5 that day, and
Amazing.
Kinda funny, Holly and Dave, they're neighbors at their quack shack, or the Hagens.
Oh? Same crew?
It's a Hagen, that's all I know.
Norwegian common name,
Yeah.
I mean, and, because they're not even related to the Hagens that I knew growing up here.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is down in,
Yeah,
New London.
yeah, but Gene and them are not related to the
Okay.
other bunch of Hagens.
Trade seats for a bit.
I'm fine. Do you want to change seats, or you?
Okay, so we're about to go to
For the
2003.
seat, John.
Huh?
Is that a long one?
2003, I got the trophy. I don't remember what.
What activity merited that?
Or lack
Let's
thereof.
looking at
I don't know. I don't have
2003 is about when I got,
2003, I think, is when I tripled.
that's probably.
Be appropriate.
Sitting on my stand out there. Here comes a doe down. And we had lots of tags. I think it was still a management year. Boom. Boom. Looked at my watch, okay, I'll give her 15 minutes. 5 minutes later, there comes a spike down. Okay. Bam. Crash. Looked at my watch. Give him 15 minutes on that. About 5 minutes later, meh, meh, meh. Well, I'll let you join Mama. Bam. Same
Wonder we
spot,
haven't been seeing
in
deer.
the same trail. And a couple minutes later, then Mike come walking over. I says, I got a buck, or a doe, a spike, and a fawn. He says, yeah, he says, I know. I let him go through. He says, because there was something a whole lot bigger behind him.
Did you get anything bigger behind him?
No, he was shooting.
So that took care of that year. 2004, Carter got it.
11?
I think so, cause I got it the first year I was hunting.
What, you have anything there on 2004? I think 2004 might have been,
Jeez, that's Carter again.
yeah.
He's a
But
frequent flyer.
that year, I think, for some reason, Carter and I were out here alone, and we'd gone out, and it was wet, cold and wet, partially frozen. It had been raining a lot, and we'd gone out west that morning and come back, or that night, and of course you had to go through the ponds, and in the road, the puddles, and his brakes froze up. And I think we've got, actually, yeah, because the cabin was back up. We've got something flipped around here. Let's go back. You say the cabin, the new cabin was built when?
I started in,
2002.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Okay,
up.
Sounds right.
Okay, 2000 was when Carter got it for the frozen brakes. because we were still in the old cabin, and it was him and I in back of the cabin there. And we had to go to,
I was here.
okay, we ended up going over to Ray Rosenberg's and borrowing a torch.
Something else.
Building.
It has to be in one of
Uh,
those two bottom ones.
And you jack the wheels up
And what?
and put the torch on it to melt the ice to where you can break the brakes loose.
Yep.
And so that would have been, because of the old cabin, that would have had to be the year before. Yeah,
Makes sense.
so that would have been 2000 that happened.
You can turn that light on if you want to, going outside, right there by the door.
So then,
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, you guys
Okay.
are still finishing the interior, not the floor, but just plain windows and stuff in 2002.
yeah,
And this is spring of 2002.
so then in 2004 when Carter got it, I'm not sure what that would have been for. That might have been for your bucks or whatever.
So it might have been usable in 02. Barely though.
And 2005, I think, was the total comedy of errors.
2005. 2005.
I'm thinking that 2005 was probably the swamp dough.
Spring of 2003, I'm seeing pictures of taking down the old cabin. So I'm wondering if you didn't hunt out of the old cabin in 02, the end of 02.
Probably.
So yeah, that's a possibility.
So 2003 was likely the first year staying in the new cabin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Likely.
But then I know that the frozen breaks were down on the old cabin when the water was so high. So 2004. But then 2000.
There's, I've got something here that. Two, three,
I haven't looked through those.
03, you traded down for
Oh, that was a trade down.
Oh, 03 was a trade down year?
Okay,
and then, you know,
okay. Okay.
in 04, I shot a balsam.
Okay.
You shot all that?
A balsam tree.
He got angry at the pine tree.
Okay.
Did you eat it?
Unfortunately, yes.
How did it taste?
No, eat it. Did you eat it? No.
Yeah, now the trade down story was kind of neat in itself. We had the guys hunting up over on your hill here, and the old gentleman was up north up here, and we'd been hunting out west. And Mike and I came out early. It was Sunday, last day of the season. No, first weekend. Sunday of the first weekend.
Yep.
And so nobody else was here yet. So I told Mike, it was probably 10 o'clock, I suppose. I said, you go up the trail and find yourself a spot to stand. And I'm gonna sit right here, just west of the cabin, watching down, because when those guys come out, they're apt to kick something across it. And we'll just sit there until Dewey and Rick come out. So, pretty soon, just to my west, I hear kabam, and it's close. So I kind of get ready. And here comes this doe down in the bottom of that tamarack swamp, and she's not hurt. And I let her get about halfway through the swamp, and bam, down she went. And a couple of minutes later, the young guy comes running up to me. Did you get it? I know I hit it. Says, well, if there's 2 holes in her, you can have her. And about that time, Mike come up. Says, no. Says, if Dad shot, she's down. You know. And we go down there and look, and there's only 1 hole in her.
This is out.
Right down here.
Camera.
Yeah, in the tamarack. But I'm looking up at that climb. You guys get anything? No, we haven't seen anything yet. So, well, if, I'll tell you what, if you wanna haul her out of here, you can have her. I said, cause I can go out to the 40 and fill one
Do it right over Chuck's leg.
with no problem. Just don't spill it.
Thank you. Thanks.
So, he says, okay. So
Nice fault.
he takes the deer, and in the meantime, you were still out. And everybody was back at the cabin. And
I come walking up, there's a
What?
blood trail.
yeah, Rick and Mike went out to see
Would you
if
like some more cider?
if you needed help, because they weren't sure, you know, why you weren't back
That's
yet.
right. That's right.
And they were talking, and something about Rick said, well, that must have been the blood trail, the one your dad shot. Dewey says, no, when Dad shot that deer, didn't go anyplace.
Yeah.
Says, there's gotta be another deer there.
Because when I walked, with the blood trail I was thinking of was right on the road, and it was like a homicide scene. It was just
Yeah,
That's
murders
Yeah,
blood
uh-huh.
everywhere.
and the guy had walked right across it
Yeah.
to come see what I shot. And that little button buck wasn't laying 20 feet inside off the road there.
Because after we started talking with him, I think we did go back to see if you had gotten something.
Yeah,
And then when Mike saw the seed,
because that's when you guys started talking.
yeah.
And yeah, so I got it that year for trading down.
The trade down though.
And I told the kid about it the next year.
What year
I
was
said,
it?
I ain't gonna do it this year.
So there was one right in the brush.
Yeah,
And then there was one down
that's
in
the one he
swamp.
shot. He had shot that little button buck.
Yeah, he
The
bled.
2 were together. And the doe come down through the bottom.
Cause you and me got the 8
But-
pointers that year.
That's the year, yep,
Mhm.
correct.
So then 2004, we're still, I'm not sure, is there anything that indicate why you got it in 2004?
I read nothing in between here
Okay,
till,
then 2005, you got it again. Oh yeah, that was 2004 was your brush, or your balsam, whatever.
Yep, correct.
2005, I think, was the swamp deer.
Also correct, that is correct.
Okay, and that story, he would have got it twice on that one.
Yeah,
Deserved it twice anyway.
Well, you guys can tell that.
the swamp doe that Carter got, you can tell that story.
That was funny. Rick, well, I was back here, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Back here.
Yeah.
Just,
And Carter shot this doe turned out to be a little one. Right?
It was when we were coming back from out west,
Yeah,
and we went down the trail or down the road, and we always look
Yeah.
back and say, seems like there should always be a deer there.
yeah.
And when we did, we saw orange.
Yeah.
And I remember saying,
Yeah.
oh, hold on, Dad, hold on. And you had to back up. And I said, I looked across the swamp and I said, I think that's Carter.
Yeah.
And I was watching him and he's like, he was walking back and forth on the beach of the of the swamp
On the edge.
on the edge, yep.
Rick and I were we were laughing, just waiting for him, because we knew for sure Carter was gonna fall in.
So I think we ended up, we parked the truck up, I think, and
Yeah,
then walked down.
yeah,
And we yelled for Carter, do you need
Yeah.
help? He's like, yeah, I got one down. And when he said I got one down, I was talking to him across the swamp. And I'm like, where? And I remember looking in the swamp, and about halfway between us, all I saw was a hairy brown patch. The rest of the body was submerged, basically. And I'm like, I think we need to help him.
Yeah, it wasn't halfway, but
So,
it
yeah,
was about, I don't know, at least 10 feet in,
it was a ways.
toward the center.
Well,
we were just waiting for Carter to just,
but that's not the rest of the story.
No. So we went and helped Carter, and Carter,
yeah.
none of us had waders at that time. The next year we started carrying waders in addition to chainsaws. But I think we talked about getting a rope and trying to lasso that thing, and
I don't know. I remember finally throwing a bunch of
logs.
dead trees in there or whatever,
And,
branches,
Well,
and this is where
and being able to get out there without soaking my boots.
so my dad and I are standing on shore, and Carter's gonna be the gymnast and walk the balance beams out to his deer.
And your camera's
Weird.
with you.
The shutter speed on that camera is very rapid. we guaranteed we're getting a show here. And I'll tell you, you walked out there, and I think you actually, did you put a rope around him first? And we pulled him into shore?
Yeah, I think I did, and then threw the rope in.
Yeah.
And went around.
I think my dad grabbed the rope and started pulling, and I stayed on the camera because I'm positive we're gonna get some.
well,
Pretty good.
as Paul Harvey would say,
And then,
and then the rest of the story. Wednesday of that week, and we've got, I think, 2 deer up there. And we spent the morning skinning it out and getting it prepped.
at your Quonset.
And then Veronica had lunch ready, so we went in and ate. And Carter's something's bothering him. And he told me, he says, when we get out there, I gotta have another look. So we get out there in the garage, he rolls out this hide, and he's looking at it, and he's poking it. Finally, looks at me and says, "That's not the deer I shot at." Apparently, somewhere along the line, blood trails crossed.
I think I was just remembering.
The way it looked when you
Direction the
shot,
deer
the
was
direction,
facing.
yeah,
That was hilarious.
and the holes in the wrong side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there wasn't anybody else shooting or anything.
It's amazing what physics does.
But it shot it and went downhill to the swamp and died. And I'm walking back and forth looking for it at first, and finally decided to look in the swamp.
This is, yeah, the entry was on the wrong side. So there's probably another deer skeleton out there someplace.
When Rick got that, He got the one at the 7mm.
Oh,
Well, that-
I went to go help him.
Is that a Chuck's blind?
Yeah.
Yeah. And while he was cleaning the deer, we found a skeleton there.
Oh. I forgot about that.
And I wonder where this came from. I could tell you. The year I had the 3-4 deer come up from the island, and I shot one of the does, turned and went down into the bottom there, and I heard her crash, but we walking around on it, we couldn't find it. Just how she
And
laid.
it don't help that Mike's colorblind. Reds and browns.
So, depending how she laid down, I could have been looking at the back of her and
Never even noticed.
Yeah.
never know it. One year when I got that spike, he did the same thing. He came along, and that shot. By the time I got the gun up, he was trucking right along, and I was as far to the right as I could go. I couldn't go any further, and anyways, I pulled the trigger. And that spike, he did a 180 right then and there hard. And he stopped and stood there for a moment, but he was still too far this way, and I just got tired out after shooting the gun, and I got the buck fever. And I had to put it down. I had to put it down just to jack another round. And then he stumbled down the hill, and I had the second round in, and I was getting ready to bring it up and drop him, but he was obviously hurt. He wasn't going anywhere, and I was expecting he was just going to drop right there. Well, then all of a sudden he moved, and he was moving quick enough. I couldn't get the gun back up to take the second shot. I think he got in the brush and it crashed. But I couldn't see him. If Dad hadn't been there, I never would have found that deer. I went down there.
Yeah, I walked up toward him and Mike's looking all over and I'm sitting there looking. The white spot's right there, you know. Of course, the way he died, the back was to Mike. The white was facing me. I could see him no problem. Mike couldn't see him. But okay, so we are now to 2006, and Rick got it.
2006.
What I've got here is he shot a fawn instead of the buck he aimed at. It was back up the landing,
North of the-
landing road. Go over to the log landing over here,
Up towards my blind.
North of it.
north from there. There's way up that road.
All that.
You would,
Probably don't want
Was
to
I-
recall it.
Was I grouse hunting that year, right the Friday before, and I saw that buck up
I
the
think
trail?
so, yeah.
Nice buck.
Mm.
It's just feeding, and as I was heading towards the cabin, and 2006, was that 06? It must have been. But yeah, I come down the trail, and as I turned, there's a nice buck just sitting in them, standing there grazing. And just, you know, night before the season, I got a 20 gauge shotgun and a grouse knife. I'm like, wow. And then that took off running down the bottom of the, headed north, but yeah. Was that? 2006. And I got a fawn? I don't doubt that.
Instead of the deer you're waving at.
Yeah, instead of
No, I don't.
aiming. I know what it is. It was, what is now your stand, the hammock stand? Remember we had that north of the, you know, when you go to
Yep.
the Beaver End?
Yep, where Chuck used to hunt back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of going south, I put that stand north of that trail.
Yeah.
And it was
There was an old stand up there, and then you went up past that.
Yeah, it was a Saturday night, late, and actually you were coming up, you were coming out of your stand, I think you kicked them to me, and there's 2 deer, and I thought I shot the big one, and I didn't. And I shot it was a small one,
Stuff happens.
yeah. That one actually, I felt pretty bad about actually, cause it was little, and I gutted it actually, but it died instantly, didn't go anywhere. Yep.
In 2007, I got it, and I don't remember why. You got anything there to jog a memory?
It's funny,
Was
we
that the rabbit?
I don't,
rabbit.
The small,
Oh,
the
wait.
small doe?
7?
Huh?
Yep,
Yeah.
2007.
Yeah. Well, I've got
We
Chuck
teased about the
McCalip.
small doe, and
Huh?
was it much more than a rabbit?
Yeah.
Huh?
What I've got is Chuck McCalip. Is that right on here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. 3, no. Yeah, 3 deer at once.
Oh,
That
okay,
one-
that was,
That day,
that was the day then for the
The
3
family.
deer. Yeah. So the other one, I wonder if the other one wasn't that little spike that I gut shot and had to drag so doggone far.
So what you aimed for was gut?
What it was, I parked up on the hill. Oh, yeah, that would have been a couple years before that then. I parked on the hill, and there was a big oak tree, and I was only, 40 feet from, 50 feet from the truck. And Gene Hansen and his crew had parked down on the bottom, and they'd kicked this little spike up. And I seen him coming. So I pulled the gun up, and, you know, right here is the truck, right here is the tree, and I know he's coming. So what do? You know, you wait till it turns brown and you pull the trigger. So you don't shoot the truck, you know. And he went down into that bottom,
Oh, across.
across, and I hunted for him for, I was about 3 hills over. And I figured one more hill, and if he's not up there, I'd give it up. And I got about halfway up in there, but it was a drop here and a drop there. Toilet paper trail to see where he might be going, you know. But we got him. But I think that was probably for that one.
Yeah, cause he ran into the area where, isn't that where there was a bear hunter
Yeah,
pre-season?
yeah.
Yeah, blue tags everywhere,
Yeah.
whatever it was,
That could have been a logger too.
I suppose.
Yeah, that could have been rubber. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
They seem like those.
blue tags,
Oh, no,
But there was a.
there was a bear site down below.
right, yeah.
Yeah, it's same hill.
He did that for
But-
2 seasons, didn't he?
Yeah, what year was that, 2007?
2008 was Dewey, and I think that might have been the year of the black eye.
Could have been.
I think so.
I think it
Actually,
was.
But you know what? That was Carter's fault.
Built this strand in the wrong direction.
I've got shot buck, 4 shells, first 3 missed.
Oh,
Deer
okay.
came toward you.
Nice.
What's up?
Say it again, Carter.
It says here, shot a buck, you used 4 shells, took 4 shots, first 3 missed, the last one got it.
That wasn't the one in that stand you had up there.
That wasn't the black eye, but that was.
No,
That was like 2000, 2001 maybe.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember that one.
4 shells, I don't remember.
Yep,
I remember the story.
yeah.
Vaguely.
Was it?
I think it was real close to you the first shot,
Yeah.
and you missed it. Shot a couple more times, and then finally it got far enough away that you could see it in the scope and shot.
The
Yeah.
So
Is
where was I hunting then?
Was it?
Must have been.
I think it was in that bottom between my old popple stand and the pond.
Yeah, you built a stand, yeah, in that area.
In that area.
So it's kind of, you know, when you walk towards one from the beaver
Yeah,
pond,
no.
towards Chuck's popple stand,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere
Down in
where
that-
Carter, it's near where Carter has a blind, actually.
Oh,
Okay.
so that was.
Down on that ridge.
Nope. On that ridge,
Yeah, uh-huh.
not number 1. So where Chuck's,
I had a blind in there at one time.
somebody had a blind in there.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, Chuck, cause I can't,
Oh.
when you,
Sure.
go ahead.
So, you know, when you go to number 1 and you go down that valley,
Mm-hmm.
but you keep going straight, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and you had built a stand in the vicinity of where Chuck's and someone else's, Chuck's rear view mirror stand, you built it into a pine tree. One year you shot a doe out of it and it ran towards the truck for you. Do you remember that?
I don't really remember this, that stuff was getting a long time ago.
Yeah.
But that's where you shot,
Okay.
that's where this happened. Does I remember? Yeah, okay.
And the next year, in 2009, you got it also. So you had it 2 years running.
I didn't want you guys to have it.
Generous man there, generous.
2009.
2009.
I've got shot 2 deer within 2 minutes and 1 empty chamber shot.
That's with your 270.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah,
I
because you
shot-
doubled that one on that year. Yeah.
Yeah, you doubled.
What, were they does or bucks or what?
Seems to me they were, was it doe and a spike or?
Yeah.
Did he say there was an empty chamber in there somewhere, Carter?
Yeah,
Like he must have pulled empty chamber, then
He
had
pulled
to
an empty chamber and then
rack too,
racked it.
because he had to wait. I remember the story sort of.
Because I think one of the deer ran up toward the truck. You didn't have to,
Is that what it
didn't,
was?
didn't have to
Same
pull it very
stand.
far.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same stand. Yep.
I used my head.
That was another.
Wait until he was pointing that direction, then shot, so he would keep running towards the truck.
He yelled, "Keep going, keep going, little farther." That was a good area too. Because I think Carter had a blind down there. I know you had your stand.
Yeah, and originally, we had a stand down there for Johnny the first year when he hunted, but he was down right in the middle of the bottom.
I forgot that Johnny hunted here.
Yeah.
I forgot that he hunted.
Yeah, he only hunted the 1 year.
here.
Uh,
Then he became an
2010 Carter got it,
Diane,
and that was probably,
1990, and then he was done.
yeah, and then,
I sat in that stand the remainder of that year, and then we built the one behind him.
Yeah.
Overlooking that Salt Lick.
Yep.
2010, what do you have there,
That's a
Carter?
long time ago.
I've got
Yeah.
shot a deer never found.
Is that?
I remember I shot at a doe
Mhm.
We found just a little bit of blood here and there, and we
Mhm.
followed a long ways and never
Yeah.
found it.
It happens.
Is that the year we went out after dinner? We had a lantern set up in the trees and he had his GPS. Garmin, he had his Garmin with, and we went out looking for it. It was night, like night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, about something.
I don't
about
think I
that.
was here. That may have been the year that we quit hunting out here. Or we come down for like 3 days and then go back.
It could be,
So that would have been back up here.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I missed that, so.
We couldn't find the trail off of your Garmin because we were standing right on the trail. We didn't know we didn't know there was a trail. But that night I thought there's a possibility we're gonna spend the night out here.
Oh,
So we were looking,
Okay.
and we were like, when we couldn't find it, the trail from the Garmin, that's how I
ooh,
got
yeah.
matches,
Yeah,
start a fire.
yeah, it was just,
And I thought, why are we looking in the middle of the night for
Yeah.
this thing? It's cold enough.
2011, Eric got it, and I suspect that was his first deer.
It was. It was. That was then the first year that I had hunted beyond my early experience back
Uh-huh.
The 14-year-old, yeah.
in high school or earlier, or whatever it was. Yeah, that was. I was just I got a nice, was that four corn?
4.4 corn, yep.
Yeah, came walking through on a beautiful afternoon and pretty much walked almost right under my stand, just up the draw up here on the other side of Swamp Carter. And yeah, I was a little overexcited, but he was most of the way past me, stopped, looked up at me, and that gave me the chance to pull the trigger, and he pretty much dropped right there.
Oh, yep.
Next shot.
Yeah, the neck are very up front a ways, yeah.
They don't go far.
No,
Yep.
yeah, I was aiming.
This is 10 years ago. Didn't you used to bow hunt back here too a little bit?
I went once, other on the other side, near the narrows of the west end. And
That's bear country.
Yeah.
and it was beautiful, but I don't know, I don't have the patience for it, I guess.
Yep.
So,
people always ask me, I tell them, no, it takes too much homework.
Yeah.
I got the patience, but the homework required to do it.
And yeah, you
I don't
need
have
the
the
time.
time
You
to
need
do
the
the
time.
homework.
your mom, you could try to walk behind the camera instead of in front of the camera.
Oh, that's
She's doing a great
That's
job.
okay. I can flash a picture in here. Something else right there.
He moved it, it was here. I'm more concerned about getting this thing going.
Guilty.
Not-
It's going.
Totally up, but
Your battery is getting pretty low on that thing.
Is it?
I don't know if it beeped, but it was on one bar when I
Oh,
went by
I
there.
haven't heard the beer. Let me check here.
Being last name is very popular on this trophy.
Yeah, I think we'll change batteries.